I'm in Wales, and its capital, Cardiff, where tonight I'll be investigating its biggest landmark, Cardiff Castle. This castle is steeped in history, going back to the Roman times, Victorian times, and most recently, the Second World War. But it's also got some strange, ghostly legends about it as well, and many sightings have taken place inside. So what will we get tonight, when we fully investigate Cardiff Castle? Wales has over 400 castles, and this one is right in the middle of its capital, becoming a national landmark. There has been a fortress on this site since around 55 AD, a Roman fort, but the original motte and bailey were built in the 11th century, and as the years rolled past, new gates and towers were later added. During the 18th century, during the Stuart dynasty, the castle expanded into the stunning Georgian mansion. Due to the rise of the coal industry in Victorian times in Cardiff, the wealth increased, and as you can see in the detail in some of these rooms. Cardiff Castle was always built to protect due to its vantage point on the coast, but none more so than during World War II. Existing tunnels were renovated inside the castle's outer walls, allowing for up to 1,800 people to shelter during an air raid. It is these tunnels that a strange man is often seen by staff, while the castle is closed to the public. He is said to follow people, but does not get too close, as if to keep an eye on you to see what you're doing. Is this the ghost of a former defender of the castle? Could this be the same spirit as a soldier who's been seen around the battlements in Cardiff? It is said that the ghost of the second Marquis of Bute, John Crichton Stuart, haunts the castle. He is a very important figure in Cardiff's history, investing heavily in the Cardiff docks, making Cardiff a big industrial player. Following a large meal in the banqueting hall, he collapsed and died in a small drawing room behind what is now the library. This room has since been converted into a chapel, but a statue of him marks the exact location where he died. His ghost has been seen in the area, walking from the library through the fireplace to what is now the chapel. One guest experienced this. It was Keith Carton, visiting with friends from Birmingham in 1977. He claims to have seen the Marquis standing at the top of the stairs with a scowl on his face. The man looked identical to the Marquis in the paintings on the wall. About a year before this encounter, a young couple had experienced an incredibly rude man wearing a cloak, pushing them out of the way as they left the chapel. In 1975, Derek Edwards was a custodian at the castle and was clearing up after a dinner party when a strange man was seen stood staring at him. With the building now closed to the public, Derek walked up to the man to ask who he was, only for him to vanish into thin air. Derek's children also claimed to have seen the same strange man staring at them in one of the accommodation bedrooms earlier in the day. The ghost has also freaked out Desperate Housewives star Eva Longoria, who took to her Snapchat in Cardiff to say that she was uncomfortable in this part of the building.
So he just told us that sometimes the guy from the castle comes back as a ghost and sits in this dining room. I'm still freaking out that it's haunted. That's what he said. That's what he said. He said one of the Johns comes back for dinner every night.
Lady Sophia, the second Marquis's wife, is also said to haunt the castle grounds and has been seen and picked up by mediums all around the castle. An unknown lady is said to haunt the banqueting room upstairs from the library. Doors have said to have slammed shut, and items have been found rearranged overnight by puzzled castle workers. The name Sarah has been picked up by multiple mediums. In the 1960s, a college student in Cardiff called Barbara had hired out one of the rooftop bedrooms as a practice room to play the piano. As she was playing, she heard the door click shut behind her and turned to see a woman dressed in 18th century clothing walking across the room and vanishing by the window. Barbara initially thought this was a drama student playing a prank and walked up to the window to look out, where she saw the woman standing on the edge of the roof looking down into the city. The woman then faded away, and Barbara was left with a sudden feeling of sadness. But Cardiff Castle's most famous legend is that of the horse and coach that is seen or heard at the main entrance, usually before a member of the Hastings family dies. John Boyle started the legend when he heard the coach while sitting in the castle library. He later got the news that his cousin, the Marquis of Hastings, had died. Sounds like a legend, right? Well, try telling that to David Bricken, a local chef working in Cardiff, who was leaving work one night in 1956 when he heard a coach being pulled by horses, and as he turned to look at the gates of Cardiff Castle, the coach went straight through them. They were shut at the time. Normally we'd get our drone up to get a nice aerial look of the castle and its surrounding grounds, but with it being in the city centre of Cardiff, we're not allowed to do that. So we're going to use this little model of Cardiff Castle to show you where we're going to go tonight. So this is the main gates where the horse and coach and the famous legend is said to have occurred. Inside these walls is the old World War II defence tunnels, and around about this corner is where the crypt goes underneath the original part of the castle. If we turn the whole thing round, we can see at the far corner the tower, and it is in here there is a Victorian seance room and many bedrooms, and this is where the library and the banqueting hall are currently situated. And with that, Alexa, turn off the lights. So welcome, we are in the Second World War tunnels here in Cardiff Castle. Wales is a fantastic place. There's over 400 castles in the Welsh Valleys alone, and Cardiff Castle, of course, being possibly one of the most well-known sites, probably the most famous landmark here in Wales. So we'll come down here into the tunnels. People would have had access, similar to when we went to the Victoria Tunnel in Newcastle. People would have had access when an air raid siren would have gone off, and these tunnels were essentially shelter for up to thousands of people. Now, how safe you would be inside castle walls, I've got no idea, compared to being 85 feet underground in the Victoria Tunnel in Newcastle. But let's have a little bit of a look around and just have a look to see what it was like down here. And the first thing I'm going to do when I turn the camera around is to show you that we do have some open windows so you can see out. It's a very wet and rainy night here in Cardiff. Now they say that rain encourages energy. You get a lot more paranormal activity when there's a little bit of moisture in the air. How true that is, let's find out. So I'm going to just go around in, what's this, clockwise of these tunnels here in Cardiff. So like I say, we do get a little bit of noise. We've got the traffic. Like I say, Cardiff is jumping on a Friday night. I'm just going to walk along here, and you can imagine, similar to like what we did in the Victoria Tunnel in Newcastle, people would have come in here. It wasn't a case of just getting to safety and being happy. This was a place of sadness, misery, if you like. So let's just have a little bit of an explore. I've never been down here yet. This is all new territory to me. So we've got this little section here where we've got a pillar up there. I've been told there's some pigeons and birds in this tunnel. Another good thing, I don't know if you can see these, a bit of a health and safety thing, you've got these green lights that go up the side. Now at first I thought, well, can we switch those off? But then I looked at them and I thought, in the dark, if something walked down this tunnel and walked through one of those green lights, it's a good way of seeing things. So let's have a little walk inside. We've got some old Second World War posters. I've got 9 lives, you haven't. Look out in the blackout. There's danger on the roads. Very useful. You can see old Second World War benching going along here. Now this has been part of the tunnels that people just don't have access to, and I'd love to get down there, see what is down there. But this is the problem. Oh, straight away we're getting noises down there. Hello? Hello? Was that you? I'm hearing drips. Ground doesn't look too wet in there. I'm hearing footsteps in there. Straight away. Straight away. I know we've got a little bit of traffic outside. Hello? Thank you if that's you, if there's someone present with me in here tonight. Definitely, it was like a shuffle sound. I know the night vision isn't really picking it up because you've got the bars, these metal bars. I'm going to try and get the camera through. There you go. You can see down in there. It's just a spiral staircase. If there's someone there, please shuffle your feet. Please make a stamping sound. It could be drips. It could be drips. If that was you, please do that again. I am grateful if there's someone in here letting me know there's someone in here. But I'm looking down and there is a bit of dampness in there, but I heard something more than a drip. I'm just going to come back from those metal bars because we've got, it's, with them being sort of light coloured, it's very hard to not get a reflection back off the night vision camera. But hello, if that was you, please. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Let's get a little bit of gadgetry. I know we're trying to keep away from doing too much of the gadgets. EMF meter, let's light it up. I'm just going to put this inside. Come to me. Come to this little grey box in my hand. If you're here, bring your energy forward. Can you make another noise? Can you at least make a whistle? I'm going to whistle into this staircase. Can you repeat this? A little bit of me thinks that could have just been the raindrops, but EMF meter's not picking up any fluctuations, and straight away, as I switch that off, straight away I'm impressed. Just get the focus on that. It's just such a shame that this lock prevents people from being accessed. I know ghost hunters have been desperate to get in here, and sadly this lock it's going to have to be cut off. And one day they think they're going to get in there, but wow, thank you very much. Shall we move on? I'm tempted to get away from these open windows because as you can hear, the traffic's always a lot louder when it's been raining because you've got the spray from the car tyres on the road. So let's get a little bit further away because the windows here are a little bit. Look at that cobweb. Look at those spiders' cobwebs. Creepy. Yeah. Second World War. That's like a campaign poster preventing, you know, people giving too much information away in case they're spies. Tell nobody, not even her. Don't even tell your missus. Wartime secrets. Look at all this benching going along here. So I've been told from people who work here that a man has been seen in these tunnels. It's usually one man. Nobody knows who he is. We've got no recorded deaths in this place during the Second World War, so I don't know what his link is. Obviously the castle walls are hundreds of years old. What have we got? This leads to nowhere, but there is a little staircase going up here. So it's just basically an exit. So this could possibly have been one of the ways into the tunnel where people would have come during an air raid. Come into the factories. Again, that's another bit of propaganda, because obviously the men went to fight, and who was going to do the jobs back home? Things needed manufacturing, and yeah. Ah, a good old Morrison shelter. That's called a Morrison shelter. Basically, that would have gone in your house, probably under a kitchen or a dining room table. It would have been useless in a direct hit. Oh, hello. Hello. Heard footsteps down here. Who was that? Please, someone, if that was you, someone's down here with me. I heard a footstep down here. Trying to get the camera, get zoomed in a little bit. It sounded like a footstep behind me. Again, it's coming from that staircase, isn't it? I'm going to go and have another look at it. It felt like there was someone just making a footstep. And I don't know if it's coming out on camera, but hello? There's something about this gate that's bothering me. I hear drips down there, and part of me thinks that is just a little bit of drippery, but so yeah, a Morrison shelter was, an air raid. Well, just something temporary you could have in the house. It would go into your kitchen, dining room table, and useless in the event of a direct hit on your house, but it could protect you if a wall crumbled down or debris from the roof came down. And so there was different types of air raid shelters. There was like I said, the Morrison shelter, which looked like that. And then there was the Anderson shelter, which was what you would have in your back gardens. It was like a metal corrugated, basically hole in the ground filled in with, again, useless if a bomb landed directly on top, but handy if debris was flailing around. But they needed these public air raid shelters because you had thousands of people, mainly working class people, who just couldn't afford to build things in their back gardens and have things like that in the house, and they needed places like the Cardiff Castle, like the Victoria Tunnel, and many others in hundreds of cities around Europe. And look at this, better potluck. You can't see that with the night vision. It's very white, but it's basically just more propaganda to eat healthy food, which was a big thing during the Second World War. But you can just imagine, you can't imagine it, can you, that thousands of people lined these benches, and they would have been terrified. They would have heard the planes going over, they would have heard the air raid shelters going off, the sirens going off, sorry. They would have been worried that they wouldn't, they would come back out in several hours and the house would be gone. It happened. It actually happened. 165 people were killed in Cardiff on a number of occasions. But the worst being the 2nd of January 1941. 165 people from 350 houses were damaged in an attack that lasted over 10 hours. Can you imagine that? And these were the people who could have been sat here, who've come out and have found that their house is just a pile of rubble. People sat here like me or you. The atmosphere would have been in the brickworks. It would have been, a lot of people believe that these bricks can carry, can, like a tape recorder if you like, they can keep emotions. So I'm heading now round what I believe to be the north side of these castle walls. This is basically an area of Cardiff Castle that is out of bounds to the public during the daytime, so we're going into bits that many people won't have seen. These are uncharted territory to a lot of people. You can see we've got glass over the windows in this section. Let's just keep having a little wander down here. Look at that, is that lime wash paint? That is lime wash paint. That is so cool. We have that in the Victoria Tunnel. It's basically filled with a mild antiseptic. I've just got to take a quick photo of that because that is quite a cool feature. So it's quite possible there was nurses' stations down here, which you can imagine were important. If you've got 10,000 people coming down in these tunnels, you need medical facilities, first aiders, and a nurse obviously would have been, very important. I've got a little inlet type of thing here, which I'm guessing is probably part of the original castle walls. I'm just going to keep going a little bit further. Basically, this whole tunnel does an entire lap. If you see the castle walls, that is pretty much a lap of this tunnel. You can see back, it's very, very dark where we've just come. And again, this definitely is, that's chalk, that's not lime wash on the wall in this section. There is a crypt which we are going to go down into in a little bit's time. But we're going to do a lap basically before we go down in there. Let's have a little look around here. Again, more seating areas where people could have sat. Can you imagine though? We can hear the traffic outside, and they would have heard planes going over. You would have heard it. Without a doubt, you would have heard it. Now, I've never been down here, so this is all new to explore for me. Hello. What are you? You're a little woodlouse. I suppose it's time, it's their season. Springtime. A lot of damp on the walls, and you can't really see it much on night vision. Dark doorway. Dark doorways always creepy. And wow. Oh wow. So we've got, I'm just going to take a step back and process this. This looks very original, part of the original structure. Now the original castle was, as I believe, there. You can't really see it because there's mesh in the way. The original castle before it was expanded upon. But this looks like it's very original. An original piece of wall. It just goes up. That's so cool. We can hear Cardiff's nightlife popping on the outside. And a little staircase going up. Oh, you'll have to go up there. Nobody said not to, so. Oh, cool. So this goes up. Exploring this for the first time. Oh, wow. This feels like a corner, like a watch, a lookout kind of place. I am impressed with this. A little ladder going up to a dead end. I think this is hello, another little woodlouse. This is a good opportunity because it's nice and quiet in this corner of the castle. So maybe ask out, see if there's anybody down here haunting it. So I come in absolute peace, and I mean absolutely no disrespect when we try and contact you tonight in Cardiff Castle, slap bang in the middle of Cardiff actually. If there is any spirit beings in this room, in this tunnel with me, please let me know that you're with us tonight. Make a tap, make a bang. Can we hear your footsteps again? I definitely heard someone shuffling around earlier on. Hear some seagulls outside. This feels quite modern. You can see some modern brickwork over the window there. So I'm still going to guess this is World War II. This castle comes in many different time eras. You've got Romans, you've got Victorians, and you've got Second World War. But can we see out of here? They've got mesh up on the window to try and stop pigeons and birds coming in, because I think they have had a problem with that. I really want to open this door. Can I open this door? Does this door want to open? No. I really want to know what's on the other side of that door. I'm guessing it's outside, because we're on we're above ground level, we are above roof level, so I'm guessing that leads out on maybe to the top of the wall. If there's anybody in here with me, can you knock? Can you repeat this noise? Can you make a noise? Can you speak? Can you say your name? If you're... Let's take a quick photo. That flash was my camera. You always say take multiple photos and have a look at them. I'm going to head down in a second. If you are the gentleman that haunts these tunnels, these air raid shelters. In your time, is it still the war? Did you die during the Second World War? I'm just getting more down in the tunnel, if I'm honest with you there. Let's head back down. No handrail down here. Be quite careful. Can't go through there. Is anybody in here who would like to make contact with me tonight? I think that's water dropping. Yeah, I think it is. I'm going to move around to another section of these tunnels. One place I really need to get to is down in the crypts here, in the castle walls, which is where I'm going right now. So we need to go and just turn this around. Down here, they actually used to bury the dead down here. Take some photos in here. So this is, like I said, the crypt here. So I trip over a little bit of wall. Let's have a little bit of an explore. I just want to point out this is entirely out of bounds to the public. What we have access to in here is what's down here. Oh, it keeps going round. Can't get down there. It kept going round. This is creepy. It leads out here. That's just me. This is like an underground tunnel. Oh, and it leads back out again. Okay. So I know where we are. This is one of the entrances, and you come in through here. So you're underneath now, essentially underneath a section of the air raid shelter. Ooh, and straight away, hearing noises. Hearing noises down here. So the first thing I'm going to do, is there anybody down here with me tonight? In this crypt, in this dark place, which I've got to say is very creepy. Make a noise, make a bang. I can hear seagulls outside. Of course the sea's not far away, is it? We're a port town, Cardiff, famous for its docks. Just remembered, viewers might know this from Doctor Who, and I think, am I right in thinking that's an original piece of, no it's not, but they did used to film Doctor Who in this section of the wall. I just totally remember that, and apparently the film crew are always leaving props behind, so I was kind of hoping that we'd find something when we were down here. See if we can get a bit of EMF readings in here. Good old EMF meter. Let's have a little walk around. Is there anybody able to come up to this little grey box? Whoa. Whoa. Can you do that again? If somebody is in here with me tonight, can you do that again? To prove that was no fluke, can I ask you to do that for a third time? Please, can you do that again? Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. I just want to tell you I'm underground. Well, I'm not underground. Oh. Let's just see if it does it again. Could this be something natural? There we go. It went sort of that high, didn't it? 20 plus milligauss. Can you come and do that for me now? Again. This is fantastic if there's someone here trying to communicate with me. Just for those who don't know what an EMF meter, a K2 is, it is detecting electromagnetic fields, basically energy. Everything has an electromagnetic field, whether it's a television, a microwave, computer, electricity, just energy. Plumbers use these, people who drill through walls, who don't want to cut through electrical pipes. These are general pieces of kit, but obviously paranormal investigators use them because we can get energy. People believe that spirits come in the form of energy. As I realise it hasn't done it for coming up to a minute. Okay, so we'll ask it. Can you do that again, please? Can you come and touch this grey box with your energy? I'm nervous now. What's going to happen? Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is like Iceland 2019 when we had contact with the woman. That video is up there, by the way, if you want to go and watch it. But I wouldn't switch this off just yet because we are getting some activity down here. We are getting some, but it just stops. That does not make sense. I'm not moving. Look, I'm stationary. Oh. People will say it's the camera. Your camera's got battery in it, but look, I'm getting right up close to it. I'm touching the screen. The camera doesn't, we film with these cameras everywhere we go and we don't get that kind of activity. There it goes again. We are in thick walls as well. These walls were used as an air raid shelter during World War II, 1939 to 45. Oh boy. And it just stops, and it's just brick wall. There's nothing, there's no power down here. So I just want to take you to see this. This is an old soup kitchen that they had down here in these tunnels. People would have sat along here waiting for their food. Of course, you didn't know how long an air raid was going to last for. It could be an hour, it could be 10 hours. In some cases in Cardiff it was up to 10 hours. But we've got this cool little soup kitchen type place here, a canteen. You can see the sign up there. And hot food, drinks would have been served. Of course, these are people who might have missed their tea. Look at that original Second World War era stuff. I don't know how original it is, but it's I'm going to take a photo of this because it's got to appreciate it. Really got to appreciate it. Now I'm going to take a little walk, get the light on a little bit so I can see where I'm going, because there's some bunk beds along here that I really want to have a little look at. If it's anything like here they are. So usually pregnant women would have gone on the bottom ones, and kids or men would have used the top bunks, and maybe they had a little mattress on. But yeah, you can't imagine it would be very comfortable. But again, like I say, you could be down here all night. You didn't know how long an air raid was going to last for. In many cases, the planes could have flown over and then returned on the way back. So a lot of the time it wasn't entirely safe to oh wow. I don't know what this is, but we've got a little old-fashioned wireless there, and there's a place where there's a bike. I'm not actually sure what this is. It doesn't actually say. Let's get a picture. Photograph. I'm just going to take these photographs because they say you can pick things up on these cameras. And there we go. If there's anyone down here who would like to appear, I'm going to take a photograph. Feel free to appear in the photograph. I'm going to head further down. So you get a lot of road noise, a lot of outside noise from Cardiff in general. It's oh, sandbags. I don't know how modern recently that's used for. Instructions for a gas attack. Obviously a lot of bombs had gas in them. And there's the entrance to the air raid shelter. I've got to get a good photograph of that. That's a beautiful, beautiful air raid shelter. Another entrance was down there. Let's just have a little wander up here. See, there's more seating up here. Of course, this is more modern. Maybe they're using this for modern functions. Ah, they are. This is more of a function room. Wow, old photographs of Cardiff during the war. Which is very sad to see when you see people's homes getting blown up. Okay, so heading back out of here. We're going to go now and explore another part of Cardiff Castle. A part that, well, they said this was the bit that is least active. Yet we've had a few things going on in here tonight. Let's hope the second part is just as good. After I was finished in the tunnels, I headed up to the tower, which is known to have at least one female spirit in it. This is also where there is a room where Victorian seances took place. Okay, so this is a room that was originally used by the Bute family to do seances in. Oh. Straight away I heard a click. I mean, I can hear people outside, some drunken Welsh revellers, but I heard a click again. What a beautiful room this is. What a beautiful room. So we've got a table with 4 chairs around it and some larger chairs around the outside of this circle, and then this beautiful chandelier up there. But then if you look really far enough up, you can see there's a little balcony area so people could look down, and I imagine this would be look at the fire here as well. They reckon the Victorians invented the seance. It was them who made it really big in the Victorian era, and they brought in psychic powers, and it was where mediums really became a big thing. A lot of people believed in mediums that could contact the dead, and so these seance rooms were a big deal to people of this time. So I think it is annoying that we can't hear people outside. We are literally, you can see out there, we are right in the middle of Cardiff city centre, so I can't really complain that people are out there having a cool time. But you know, this is a room that, let's try and contact the spirits. In fact, I'm gonna pull up a seat. In fact, actually I won't. They don't want people to sit there. You can see it's a bit of rope, so I'm gonna sit further back and just see if we can make contact with anybody in this room tonight. Are any spirits in the seance room with me? Anyone who's linked in any way, shape or form to Cardiff Castle? But we're interested in the spirits inside here, inside Cardiff Castle. Spirits, can you hear me? Can you contact me tonight? In fact, I know I'm not supposed to touch this table, but I think it's only fair that we leave a device on here in shot of that EMF meter at all times. We've had activity with it tonight already in the World War II air raid shelter. Spirit, are you in the room? Was this your seance room? Did you contact the dead in this room? How many dead people came forward between these walls and made contact with the living? Move towards this little grey box that I've just placed on the table. I'll place it in the centre. There we go. In the centre of the table is a grey box. I'm going to zoom in. If you go and touch it, if you put your energy towards it, I will be able to see your energy. Can you please let me know that you're in our atmosphere? You're with us tonight. Oh, I think that was the heater. I think that was that one of those heaters over there. It's two very modern. You know, when it switches itself off, it just clicks. We've heard a few of those, and a lot of these castles do have these modern heaters in. They've got to keep the public warm, and you do hear them click from time to time. That is quite normal. So maybe that's something we can use to explain that. We don't seem to be getting much from the EMF meter since we've come out of the tunnel, which I kind of hope this would be the pinnacle. I mean, look up there. Just wait till that focuses and look at that. So on the outside you see this tower, and this is what's at the very top. A seance room. Probably they believed the higher up they were to heaven, maybe the higher up to the spirit world, and that's why they've got it up here. But isn't it just a magnificent room? And obviously they would have had other functions going on in here, but I'd love to have got up there. There is a way actually up there, but it involves maybe making some castle people unhappy, and it means going up past a cordon, which I don't think I should do. They've put that there for a reason. It's staff only, so I'm not going to break any rules. I totally respect that. Totally respect that. So I'm going to ask for a final time, if anybody in here wants to make contact with the living, pass a message on, maybe just let me know that you're with me tonight. Maybe you want to tell me something about this castle. I'm going to just walk around and spirits of Cardiff. I've come several hundred miles today to come and see you. I'd love to be able to chat to you. I've come all the way down from Newcastle. I've come to see Wales, see Cardiff, the city that you helped build in the Victorian era, the coal port. Such an impressive part of Cardiff, and put Cardiff right on the map, and what a beautiful city this is. I've been here only a matter of hours and I've fell in love with the place already. It's just got a nice vibe to it, nice party atmosphere going on outside, and I love how this castle has been maintained to the level that it once was. And surely spirits lingering on in this place and attached to this place will be proud that the people of the 21st century are keeping this place going, keeping this place running for future generations to come and just admire it. I think it's really nice, and I hope we're doing a good job for you. If there are any spirits in here, please just give me any sign that you're present, that you're in this atmosphere with me tonight. We can hear people outside having a good time, but I don't want that. I don't want to be out there getting drunk. It's raining. We're getting coronavirus. I'd rather be in here with the spirits having fun, seeing if you're around. And these windows are so thin that you can literally almost hear what people outside are shouting. Look how close we are to turn the night vision off. We are literally on, that's called Castle Street. It's a vibrant place. I didn't expect it. When I arrived here, I thought Cardiff would be a small place, and I'm not disappointed. I think it's cool. So I'm going to give you one more chance to appear. Maybe show yourself in a physical form, maybe as a bit of energy. I'm going to stand still for a few more seconds. I'll come around this side. If you can touch me, just give me a little bit of cold spot. Make me feel cold. Now, I want to say that's paranormal, but I've got a feeling these heaters have been going on and off. I'm sure they are. Yeah, they are emitting some heat. Oh. I thought I heard someone clear their throat up there. Like a sound. I can hear plenty of seagulls. It sounded like someone was up there. There is like a sort of square, I want to call it a balcony, veranda, or like a gallery that goes round the outside of this room, and it did sound like someone was up there. Well, I'm going to love you and leave you. If there is anyone in here, I've meant absolutely no disrespect at all. We just want to come and talk to you. But I'm going to go into another part of the castle and let's see what we can get. But thank you very much for your time and your patience. I'm going to head downstairs now. But once again, this castle is full of surprises as well. On my way down the stairs, I pass the doorway to one of the bedrooms, and then as clear as day, you can hear a very loud knock coming from inside it. Remember, this is a part of the castle where many people have experienced a female ghost, and I am completely alone in the building. Oh, I just heard a thud. I just heard a thud. I just heard a thud. Was that coming from where? From this room? Hello? 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 So, let's just try and see if we can make contact with anybody or anything in here. We've got the EMF meter. I know it's been going off a little bit down in the World War II tunnels. If anybody's in here, please come towards me. Come towards this little grey box in my hand. Make contact. Was this your bedroom? Is this your bed? Would you have slept in here? Did you die here in Cardiff Castle? That could have been that electric heater. There is an electric heater over here in the corner. It could have been that. You heard it click. I think it was. I think it was. And wow, just look at the artwork. With time now running out, I am now allowed access inside the banqueting hall and library. It is this part of the building where the Marquis died, and his rude apparition has been seen countless times, giving the castle its famous reputation. Okay, this is the part of Cardiff Castle I really want to show you the most. It's where the most activity occurs, it's where the most sightings of spirit occur. This when I turn the camera around, is the banqueting hall. So as you can see, it's very, again, very ornate. We've got this long table, we've got the chandeliers up there, you can't really see, it's very dark in here. And then at the far end, there it is, you can go down. Is there any spirits in this room? I know we get a lot of sightings in here, a lot of people get here, and I'm going to take you to a place that's, a lot of people get frightened in here. We'd like to take you to the most extreme places. You heard at the start of the show some of the stories that go on down here. This is a deep and dark place. I'm going to take you into the library, which okay, this is the library here at Cardiff Castle. The amount of sightings that go on in this area is unreal. This is the part I really wanted to get into the most. I've been dying to come down here. So if there's any spirits in here, please show yourself, reveal yourself. You've been seen in here countless times. Oh, that scared me. That scared me. It's a figure. It's a statue. It's a statue. I'm going to zoom in on that. Yeah, I saw that face. Not nice. This is said to be the most active part. I'm going to put the rest of the show into this bit. This is what I've come to see. What's through here? Another hall. I'm more interested in what's through here. I'm more interested in what is through here, because this is the site of the Marquise's death, which is marked by his statue. Look at this. This is the chapel. The chapel. I'm just going to push this door. And here we go. This is full on. This is full on. I'm going to push this door shut, so it's just me inside here. This is full on. Okay. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm hearing drips. I'm hearing drips. Oh, there's a bucket. Are we getting a leak? Maybe. This is the exact spot where he died. This is the exact spot. And there's his statue. Footsteps. Footsteps. Sirens going past outside. I can't help that. Footsteps. Oh, I wish those sirens would stop. Please stop. Well, beside the main road. Very thin glass. There we go. If you're in here, spirit, you're with me tonight, let your presence be known. I'm going to put an EMF meter on the table. We've had it going off tonight. If you're here tonight, bring your energy towards this grey box I've just placed on the table on the altar. Bring your energy forward. Does your spirit still linger in this chapel in Cardiff Castle? People have seen you in here. Your spirit is said to have pushed people out the way. Why don't you come and push me out the way? Look at this altar, look underneath. Oh, angels. I'm hearing noises down here. Come and touch this box. It just did it. Come and touch the box. I don't want people thinking the camera does not do that to the box. If you haunt this place, can you give us some lights on there? Can you light it up? Cardiff is such a beautiful place because of you. You've done such a good job. It's hard to imagine that someone lost their life on this very exact spot. I need to take a photo of you. I'm gonna see what it comes out as. I've seen in Yorbs. I'm just hearing noises in here all the time now. It's sort of dehumidifier, because I think they have had leaks, but we've switched it off. It's not making any noises. I'm hearing little clicks inside here. I'm hearing all sorts. It's got to be drips from somewhere. Got to be drips. It has been raining outside. Spirit, can you please let me know if you're here? Can you see this door? You push it open. Spirit, are you in the room with me tonight? Are you in this chapel? Can you come forward? Can you light this little box up for me? Bring your energy through. Right, I am not in the mood for fun and games. What on earth is that? I'm hearing taps. Just little ones. If that was you, most sightings seem to happen in there. And you would think if people thought this gentleman here's ghost, you would think the spot where he died would be most active. I'm going to go back through and see what we get. It's further down here. Oh, I come out and I'm hearing noises. I'm hearing noises. Is it that bucket? It would make a splash if it was. And that bucket is bone dry. There's no water, there's no drops in that bucket. There is not water coming in here. There is no, right, I thought that was drips. I can confirm, look, it's bone dry. That is not water coming down. I've made my way into a room right next to the library. This is more of an exhibition room actually. They've got things on here like knights in armour. I'm drawn to this part through here. I know I'm being told to spread out and investigate as much of this castle as possible. There's so many rooms and side rooms. But this library there's so many sightings in here, it's unreal. With all these books, bold natural history of plants. I'm going to give you a chance to come through and show yourself, because I know people have seen you in here. I know people have seen apparitions in this very particular part of of the building, and I would love to see something. You know, we've seen things and had things in national newspapers for dash cam footage, and you know, I've seen shadows. I want to see something face to face. I've always wanted to see a spook. I've always wanted to see a ghost, a spirit, whatever you want to call them. I've always wanted to come face to face with someone and just know that they're real, and what we've seen can't be proved by, you know, it was someone stood at the side of the road, or it was this, it was that. This location, I've always wanted to experience. What is this? It's like a plant. Is it a confession room? I don't know. I've always wanted to come face to face with a spirit, whether it's dash cam footage, we've got that. But we just want more. I want to come face to face with someone from the other side who can just come forward and just show me that there's something there, and that can't be proved by science. That can't be proved by someone saying, oh, it's just someone going for a walk at night, or it was this, it was that, or it was a trick of your eye. I'd love to just see something down here tonight. Can anyone just come forward and let me know that there's definitely someone in here? This is the most active part of the castle. Yet for me, the tunnels were definitely the best. Some of the best I've ever captured, but time had run out and I left Cardiff Castle buzzing. It is one of my favourite places to record inside, not just for its stunning interior, but I really felt that this place was very active. As a ghost hunter for over a decade, you always have an instinct to be able to tell if a place is really haunted, and I genuinely felt there was something in this castle. This is a location I really want to come back to. Cardiff Castle has only recently allowed investigators inside, and its secrets are only just starting to come to light now. One group that have been given exclusive access to this place and are able to take the public on ghost hunts are NIP Investigations, and I highly recommend them. They are genuine people and they can bring you inside the castle. There's a link to their website in the description. If you visit Cardiff, make sure you visit the castle. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'm already planning my next trip to Wales.